Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of Fitness for Beginners. If you watched the first video and you came back for the second, thank you very much. Now, the main purpose of today's video is going to be talking about training. Now, if you're new to the gym, you don't really know what to do in terms of weights and what machines to use and so on, this video is for you. Now, the main focus when you start off training should be on the big 3: bench, squat and deadlift. Now, these come up all the time and for good reason. They're great compound movements that build overall total body strength, and they're great for adding some quality muscle to your frame. Now, your main focus should not be to go into every workout and lift as heavy as you can for every single workout. You should not go in and instantly start benching your max bench or benching your max squat. Before you even get close to figuring that out, your primary focus should be on mastering these 3 lifts. And by mastering, I don't mean, again, moving maximum weight, I mean getting your form perfect. The better your form is, the less chance there is of injury. I've had enough injuries with bad form and accidents over the last 3 years. They've set me back a lot, and it's not something you want to happen to you. In terms of bench, the main components of a good bench are arms on the bar just outside shoulder width, thumbs wrapped around. Do not have them back like this, have them wrapped around. Squeeze the bar tight, hold it up like this off your chest. When you come down, do not bring it up on your neck. That's placing unnecessary pressure on your shoulders and your rotary cuffs. Again, long term this will lead to serious damage and setbacks, which is not what you want. When you bench, you should have your arms in the lockout position. Come down to here, touch the bar off your chest here, pause for a second and then back up to lockout. When you start off, just use the bar, make sure your form is right, get people to watch you, get them to correct you. In terms of your feet placement and how you should be on the bench, you should have your back flat on the bench, a very slight arch in your lower back. If that's comfortable for you, do that. If not, have your entire back flat on the bench. Your feet should be your legs should be at 45-degree angles outward from your body. So your 2 knees will be 45 degrees outwards. You bring your feet back just a little bit and drive through your heels into the ground. Don't bounce your legs up and down when you're benching. That destabilizes you and it can risk injury. So what you want to have a nice stable base and then execute with proper form. Over time, add to this. If you're going for a 1 rep max, be sure it's not straight away. Take your time, get around to it, and have a spotter. You need to have a spotter for this, otherwise again you might hurt yourself seriously. Second, squat. A lot of people don't squat, a lot of people skip legs. If you skip legs, then honestly just stop watching the video. No respect for people who skip legs. If you want to better your physique, you gotta train legs. Now, the main mechanics of a squat are feet just outside shoulder width, toes about 10 to 15 degrees pointed outwards, and if you need to, if it feels a little more comfortable, I do this, I bring my heels in just a little bit as well. Now, when you squat, the first part of you that should be moving would be your hips. You push your hips outward and down. Then as you go down, be sure to push your knees outward. Don't have them touching, don't have them too far out. Just make sure that they're going outward and not forward or out to the sides. With the squat, you want to hit parallel. And by parallel, I mean your quadriceps should be parallel to the floor. You want to hit parallel or lower on every single rep. Do not go higher. If you go higher, you will not get optimal results. And a lot of people will criticize you for this. So again, feet outside shoulder width, toes a little bit out, pointed outward as well. Bring your heels in a little bit if you have to. Squat down, push your knees out. Another very important thing is to keep your back straight. Shoulders back, chest out. Keep your form like this. You got to keep your back straight. If you bend your back, you risk injury. Again, not something you want to do. For 1 rep maxes, like with bench, and again, like it will be with deadlift, take your time. Use a spotter. Do not expect to go into the gym straight away and bench 140 kilos or squat 180 kilos. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes dedication. You will get there, I promise you that. You put in the time, you get the results. That's how it works, but it is not an instant process. I've been at this 3 years, and only just December gone, I actually managed to bench 100. Now again, for a guy who at the time was 102 kilos, it's not that impressive, but due to injuries, setbacks and poor form, that's what happened. I got set back, I didn't achieve my full potential. Squats, we've been through, use a spotter. Use a spotter for heavy weight. If your spotter is grabbing the bar, don't use them. Spotter should have their hands underneath here. You will have your hands up like this. Spotter will be coming in underneath. Think Jack and Rose out of the Titanic, something like that. Their hands will be underneath you. So if you start to fail on a rep, they're able to grab you here and bring you up. It keeps your back straight and the risk of injury decreases. You have someone there to support you. They're able to lift you up a lot easier rather than grabbing the bar and trying to do an upright row or trying to curl or anything like that. Finally, deadlift. My favourite lift. Love it. Today, not yesterday, I attempted a 200 kilo deadlift. It didn't go well, but that is not the main purpose. The purpose of the deadlift, again, is primarily glutes, lower back, quadriceps. Also, your traps and your lats will get a bit of a workout off this, as well as your forearms. Main characteristics of a deadlift: hands outside shoulder width on the bar, or shoulder width, whichever one is more comfortable. Now there is variations of the deadlift. Today I'm just going to talk about the conventional. This is the deadlift that I do most often. I don't know how to do any of the other ones. I stick to the ones I know. So feet shoulder width apart. You want your feet to be parallel to each other, not pointing outward, not pointing inward. You set your feet parallel to one another, shoulder width apart. You reach down and you grab the bar. You can either go with your hands about here, just outside shoulder width, or maybe a thumb span wider. It depends on what works for you. If going out a little bit wider works when you lock out, that's grand, use that. If it doesn't, then go narrow. It's up to you, but the basic function of the basic form is feet parallel, grab the bar, squat down. When you squat down, just before you lift, take a deep breath, draw your shoulders back, and you have to keep your shoulders locked back throughout the lift. Keep your shoulders locked back, push your chest forward, and then lift and up. Do not lean back, as in like this when you lock out. Do not do that. Puts pressure on your back, will hurt you. Make sure that the area is clear around you when you deadlift. About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now, I was deadlifting. I had 150 kilos on the bar, and then somebody walked past on the right hand side, accidentally hit the bar. 150 kilos went on the one side of my back and I compressed a disc. That put me out of deadlifting for a long time. But you want to come, and when you lock out, you're up straight, your chest comes out. Keep your chest out. If you lock out and you're like this, it's not proper form, you're going to hurt yourself. Bring your shoulders back, lock out. When you come back down, put it on the ground, take a second, make sure your setup is right again, and then up again. That's all you need to know. You do not need a spotter for a deadlift. There is no way anyone can spot you. It would not hurt though to record yourself doing deadlifts, or to have someone there just to make sure that your form is perfect, especially on those heavier lifts. Even when I go above about 150 kilos, I start recording myself, and between sets, those recordings determine whether I go higher or not. If I get to 160 and my form looks bad, I will not go higher, despite my max being 180. If your form breaks down, lower the weight, drop the weight, leave the ego. That is basically today's video, guys. I will be releasing future videos on the variations of the basic 3 exercises, but for the meantime, focus on those. The next video in this series will be coming out on Wednesday, and in that video I will be talking about the supplements I'd advise you to be taking and so on. And then the 4th video, I think I'll do a kind of general overview, and also I'll talk about a few of the variations of the big 3 lifts that we talked today. So if you like this video, thank you very much. Drop a like down below, leave a comment on what you want to see more in my videos, any feedback you have. Please subscribe. There's a lot more to come from this channel in the next few months, and especially over the summer. Got a lot planned for then. So like, subscribe, comment, head over to my Instagram. I'm going to be posting up my workout and my bench program now for increasing my bench. If that's what you want to do, go there. Squat and deadlift programs will be coming up there as well, up on my Instagram as well. So head over, check it out, take it down, use it, tell me if it works for you. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you.